This is Ankapsu, and we're going to talk about Lula's advisor, who said that the meme is defeating politics. Oh boy, the Ankapstan is coming. The meme will defeat politics. He's not all wrong, is he? Of course, his vision is that simplified vision, that thing that is more beaten than anything, that fake news, disinformation is destroying politics, democracy. Man, if every time someone said something like that I won a penny, I'd be a millionaire by now, my friend. Man, this guy can't change the record. This is not the problem. The problem is of a different nature. It's the fact that they were used to dealing with a population that didn't think among themselves, who didn't exchange ideas with each other, and then fell for their easy jargon, their easy talk. You don't have that luxury anymore. Let's understand this here, shall we? This news was suggested by Igor Jurkin, that war criminal. The staff ran a communications course for PT activists and the publicist Sidonio. Palmera made a warning about fake news. This is Mr. Sidonio Palmera, who is a PT marketing specialist. And guess what? He's terrified. He's saying that fake news could end the democratic world. You remember what the concept of democracy is for left-wingers, don't you? A democratic world is when they win. If they don't win, it's not democracy, my friend. Then it's a coup, it's right-wing, extreme right-wing, I don't know what. If they win, it's democracy. Exactly, it could put an end to this, in quotation marks, democratic world of yours if we don't take a firm and clear stand. This has infested people's minds. We often live in a parallel world. He said at a political communication course run by the Persu Abramo Foundation, which is linked to the PT. Then he used Nicolas Ferreira as an example, saying on International Women's Day, "What do you mean the day was important for the left? The left has always imposed its ideology, always talked a lot, cried a lot of pitanga and stuff." And so on. That was created in the Soviet Union. International Women's Day was created in the Soviet Union on that basis. And then in the West, they accused International Women's Day of being a day for women. April 8th, precisely because it was an accident that supposedly killed women who were working in a factory and so on, but that whole story was bullshit. Invented by the communists here in the West, who copied this business from the communists there in the Soviet Union. That's exactly what his idea was, right? On International Women's Day, a very, very glorious day for world socialism, what stood out most was a meme of a member of parliament putting on a wig. He posted the meme of Nicolas Ferreira making his speech in the chamber, and then he said how absurd. They're making a mockery of what took us years and years to adopt, the grandiose idea of getting young people to understand the importance of class and money. That capitalism and the bourgeoisie and I don't know what else. Years and years of trying to instill this in the minds of young people are being destroyed. Why? According to him, by meme. Because it's a meme. What he doesn't realize is that this is actually a new language. The internet is much more efficient at exchanging information. People nowadays exchange information very quickly, so they are looking for efficient information units. Curiously, the internet meme is getting closer to what the definition of a meme really is. You know, the meme is originally a concept that was developed by Richard Dawkins, who is that famous author who is a biologist and also famous for being an atheist. Richard Dawkins, in his book The Selfish Gene, explains how the gene works. The gene, we're made up of chromosomes, which have genes in them. And these genes, which are the basis of all life on Earth, have all the mutations and so on. And then he explains that human beings have reached a point where the exchange of information between human beings are beginning to give rise to a new type of reproductive element, which is the meme. And he explains that the meme, like the gene, is a well-encapsulated idea, an idea that has within it the potential to be copied. So if you generate an idea that people agree with and pass on, that idea will be passed on more often. It's obvious people tend to copy, it's almost a truism. And that goes for anything, because, for example, the image of Che Guevara, because to this day, people on the left worship Che Guevara, who was an idiot, a revolutionary, who killed a lot of people, killed young people, killed homosexuals, never did anything significant for the Cuban Revolution. So much so that Fidel Castro licked the guy out of Cuba at the first opportunity, but the people are still indolent. Because Che Guevara was packaged in a mimetic capsule with that beautiful image of him, a photo they took of him that he looked good in. The guy's fucking ugly. There's a photo of him that they took that looks nice, and the phrase, harden yourself by not losing your tenderness, or something like that. I don't know, it's encapsulated a meme and it transmits easily, people like to share it. It's a feeling how much people want to reproduce that. So in the same way, the meme that exists today is that what they're worried about is just that in ancient times they did it very carefully. They packed their memes, their catchphrases, not because the bourgeoisie, you are poor today because capitalism oppresses you. Oh no, Brazilians are poor because Portugal stole Brazil's gold. Some ideas like that. They made these memes. It's always been there, hasn't it? The meme is something from the history of the world, only now on the internet it's much more dynamic. And then you have these variations and mutations of memes and alterations, and the meme grows. And what's going on? These people lose control. That's what they resent. They resent it because before they could control people with the few channels of information they had, now they can't anymore. People think for themselves. In other words, everyone questions the whole International Women's Day thing. But the subject Nicholas brought up is one that interests a lot of people. There really is a question mark, isn't there? If being a woman is just saying you're a woman, then men are taking the place of women, right? What is this business? It's kind of pointless, isn't it? Anyway, the guy is, of course, crying here. He's not the only one crying, right? Look at the IDP seminar in Brasilia, which was debating democracy and fundamental rights in the digital age. The theme is that we have to censor in general, we have to protect against hate speech and whatnot. Every meme you make now has to be registered with the STF's Memetic Center, stamped in triplicate, and you have to fill in the form and so on. That's not going to happen. That's what I tell you. The internet is an essentially anarchic environment. They can censor some people. They can censor me. My channel is already getting big. I'm already at risk of being censored any day now. But that won't change the nature of the thing, because what makes the difference is not me talking here. It's not the big channels. It's not Alan Dos Santos talking on his channel. It's not Monarch talking on his channel. No. What makes the difference is people exchanging notes in WhatsApp groups, exchanging information on internet forums. On Discord, a whole bunch of forums all over the internet, and it's simply impossible to censor or control it all. So there's nothing to do here, right? And people are getting terrified now about artificial intelligence, right? But this is actually the least of the problems here. Because in a way, maybe the only way to stop artificial intelligence is to make information more widely available. That's what I'm telling you. The solution to disinformation is to have more information, not to censor it, not to try to hide something, but to show more information that goes against it. Recently, there was a video of Zelensky using a deepfake saying that he was resigning, that he was calling for a coup d'etat, that he was going to resign on behalf of Ukraine, I don't know what. They put a deepfake of him there. It was obviously a deepfake. People immediately had a lot of information saying that, no, this is deepfake, this is fake, it's not true. Those who want to believe will believe anyway, but that's the thing. If you want to believe in something, my friend, there's nothing to convince the other side. It's silly to think that anything will change. Those in doubt, those who really want to know the information, will be able to get information from the other side, having valid information, knowing what's going on, right? So curiously, these two problems they have here, disinformation and artificial intelligence, are related. They have no way of controlling it. The internet is simply anarchic. It's too big for them to control, right? And remember, more and more Brazilians are getting access to the internet. 82% of Brazilians already have access to the internet at home, in 9 out of every 10 Brazilian homes, most of them on cell phones. But not only on the cell phone, also on the computer, tablet, and so on. In other words, it's inevitable. They can't come up with a solution. They see the problem. But what they're not realizing is that the big problem isn't the misinformation or fake news that they're trying to pin on people. It's precisely that you now have a more intelligent population, more capable of contradicting what you say, of testing what you say. And then the empty phrases that the left used to use, they can't stick it to anyone anymore. Thank you for watching the video to the end. As well as liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, consider becoming a sponsor with prices starting at $1.99. Click on the Become a Member button below to find out about the conditions and advantages of sponsoring the channel. For more information about our project, visit our websites listed on the screen.